With the introduction of the battery-powered loudspeaker in the loudspeaker industry, many manufacturers have made attempts at releasing their versions. Some have come out with an 8-inch version, some have come out with a 12-inch version. There are even some that have come out with a column array style speaker in the battery-powered version. QSC has also made an attempt at releasing their version. Hey guys, it's DJ Flowtunes, and we're going to be reviewing the QSC CB10. It's a battery-powered loudspeaker, compact in nature, and is powered by a 440-watt Class D amplifier. It features a 10-inch low-frequency driver with a 1-inch compression driver. It has 127 dB max SPL, and the battery life is up to 12 hours of listening. It has 90-degree axis symmetric coverage. Now, for those who don't know what that means, it basically means that the speaker projects sound 90-degree horizontal, 90-degree vertical, thereby producing like a 90-degree cone around the speaker. This makes the speaker have a very pleasant and even listening experience across board. The speaker has 5.1 Bluetooth audio streaming with app control, and the speaker weighs 26.9 pounds. It's not too heavy. It seems really nice and good. It has no handles on the sides, just a handle up top. And of course, it has this a hole for a speaker stand. The speaker basically can be tilted like this. That's the way you can use it as a monitor. Or you put it on a speaker stand. I'm going to flip the speaker around and show you guys the back of the amplifier so we can see all the features that the speaker has for us. Now we have the back of the speaker. The speaker itself is a 3-channel. It has a 3-channel mixer at the back. We'll start our way from the top all the way to the bottom. So let's start from input A. Over here, the first button you see here is the signal clip LED. So if your line is too hot, that's what happens. If you connect a microphone directly into the speaker, it's usually advisable to hit the mic boost button. Of course, you know, your volume knob, your gain knob, middle, 0 dB, typical QSC style. And then, of course, these are the presets that the speaker itself has on this channel. Turning all the way to the left, you see custom app. This is what enables you control this particular input through the QSC app. Of course, default, dance, speech. It has a speech docker. Now, this particular speech docker function is really nice. Basically, what happens is if you have a microphone directly connected into the speaker, and let's say you have another line level connected into input B, while you're talking on the microphone, the music ducks itself down so that the speech is still very legible and people can still hear the speech, which is a very, very good feature. A good number of DJ controllers and some mixers have that feature, and it's very nice to see that the QSC CB10 itself has such a feature built in. And of course, it has a combi input jack in it. You can accept both 1/4 inch and XLR, and of course typically the same thing on the input B as well. However, you notice that on input B it has a preset for acoustic guitar that can enable you, plug in a guitar into it. But depending on if your guitar is active or passive, that's how you determine if you're going to be using a DI box or something of that nature. And then this input C here has typically the same thing. However, in place of the mic boost button, you have the Bluetooth button. Now, this particular side is typically where you use your Bluetooth or your headphone jack type of devices. So, of course, if you're going to connect it to Bluetooth, you click on the Bluetooth button and then you connect it to Bluetooth, or you put in your headphone jack through here. And then, of course, it also has a foot switch. And you can see over here, this is the battery indicator for the speaker itself. If you have 3 lit green bars, it means that the speaker is anything from 75% and above. If you have it in in the second green bar all the way down, it means the speaker is anywhere from like 50% below. And if it's just 1 bar and it's red, it means the speaker is about 25% and below. Now, this is the mix out. If you click on the custom out, it means that you can control how the signal is passed through in this mix out from the app. And if it's not, then of course the default mix out will be post DSP for A, B, and C. And of course you have the typical QSC standby light and the limiter light if you're pushing the speaker a little bit too much. Of course, it has the AC input using the typical IEC cable, and then the power switch. And as I like the speaker, typically battery powered, you can use it easy. Notice that when you switch it on, it takes a little bit of a while for the speaker to come up properly, and that's exactly what happened. So that's it. Let me connect a few things and let's see exactly how the speaker can actually perform. So I have connected a microphone into input A of the speaker. As you can see, it's not so loud. So if I press the mic boost button, you'll see the difference in the sound. Can you hear the difference in the sound? It's much louder now. That's how you know why it's important to use the mic boost button once you connect a microphone directly into the speaker. I've toggled it to the speech docker and I've connected a line level to my DJ controller. We're going to play something. I want you guys to see the speech docker function in action. Can you guys hear that the volume of the audio has already dipped a bit? The volume of the song has dipped, and that's why I said the speech docker function is a very, very fantastic function. So what you do is you put your microphone in input A, you put your audio signal input B, and you start saying anything you want over the microphone, and the song ducks itself down so that the voice of input 1 and whatever you're saying through the microphone can still come out really loud on top of the song, and you're good to go. This is a very, very good feature because this is the kind of thing that can easily help performers on the street, can help people who are giving live seminars and things like that, and they don't have a full audio team behind them, a full sound team behind them. They can easily do this and then still get the job done. You want to give a quick announcement, you say something, the music ducks itself, you keep quiet, the music goes back on. Now let me keep quiet and hear whether the music will go back on. As you guys can see, when I kept quiet, the music went back up, and then of course now that I'm talking again, the music has ducked itself down. So this is a very, very good feature. Just so you know, the speech docker also works on the Bluetooth channel as well. So on input C, if you're using the speaker with Bluetooth, the speech docker also works. Let's give it a try now so you guys can hear what it is. I'm going to switch off the microphone or mute the microphone, let the music play, and then I say something on the microphone and we see what happens. As you can see, this is audio under my Bluetooth. The song dipped down a bit, the Bluetooth channel dipped down a bit because I'm saying something through the microphone. So it goes to show you that the speech docker function works on input B if you're using a normal line level source, DJ controller mixer, or input C if you're using Bluetooth. So it works across the board for all the other inputs. Let me mute the microphone now, and then we see if the music goes back up. So the speech docker is a very good function. Let's see what else the speaker can do. A good chunk of DJs buy battery powered speakers for use in ceremonies, wedding ceremonies, and things of that nature. However, I will be using the CB10 for more than just ceremony. In fact, I will be using the CB10 predominantly for things like house parties, backyard parties, things of that nature, whereby I don't want to have to bring a big 15-inch speaker or any kind of big system. Just a nice, small, cute battery-powered speaker, loud enough that will be able to get the job done for me. Now, QSC says the CB10 can produce 127 dB max SPL at 1 meter. And I was very impressed with the specs. So I said, let me give it a try, see how loud this thing goes, see how loud it gets, and see the quality of the sound, hear the quality of the sound, even when it's pushed to its limit. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be running the test. We're using my SPL meter, pushing the speaker till limit, and then let's see how loud it really gets. Let's see if you can actually get to 127 dB.
shadows. Lost in a dream, trying to find tomorrow. City lights don't shine without you. Everything feel empty, girl, it's true. Oh mama, I've been lost in the ways. Trying to find love in the darkest place. But your touch be my saving grace. Girl, you take my pain away. Take me to paradise. Oh yeah, where the sun don't set and the stars align. Oh no, give me love, make I feel alive. Oh my, only you fit clear my mind. Oh, oh no, 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 don't let me go. Don't let me go, let me go. Girl, your love, they heal my soul. Heal my soul, heal my soul. Say no matter where I go, not only you, how I know. When any love, no, let me go, let me go. Even love, they heal my soul, heal my soul. Say no matter where I go, not only you, I want on you. Give me love, no they play. Baby, you they light my way. Even when the world feels gray, you they bring me brighter days. Ooh, take me there, paradise. DJ.
Let's take a look at the QSC Loudspeaker app. As you can see, I have two CB10s, but one is connected for this review. If you look down at the lower part, you see on the far left corner, it says add speaker. So if you want to add any speaker, you click on that, the list of your speakers pop up, but we're not adding any speaker. And if you want to remove any speaker, it's over there as well. If you want to connect another speaker or link the speaker via Bluetooth, you can easily do this, and then you follow the prompts from there. I don't want to go through all that because I've already done that before. The help button, if you need any assistance with any of the topics, is there as well. And then, of course, the settings, if you want to update the firmware, things like that. If you want to register the product, you can also go through the app as well. But let's go to the main thing and see how the app actually controls the speaker itself. As you can see, it's showing the battery level of the speaker. It says 100% and shows that the battery is still in AC power charging. I have a line level connection to input B, and we can look at input B and see how the app controls input B. Remember, to be able to use the app for the CB10, you need to toggle the presets to app mode so that it can recognize it in the app, and then you can control the speaker via the app. So let's click on it. First thing you see your levels, either the line level or the mic level. Remember, if you want to use the mic level on the app, on the back of the speaker itself, you have to click on the mic boost button. Well, over here, you just click on the mic level and it does that, or line level and it does that as well. If you want reverb, click on reverb, you click on the amount of reverb you want. I don't need reverb for this, so we leave that off. Of course, that's the inputs. And then, of course, you look at the presets as well. So with the app, you can set the CB10 at 100 hertz crossover preset. So it means that you can use the CB10 with a subwoofer and you're still good to go. So if you have like a KS112 subwoofer or a KS212C subwoofer, or even a KS118 subwoofer, you can actually use the CB10s for it. Use the app, set the crossover to 100 hertz, and you're good to go. Of course, default, which is very similar to what's at the back of the amp, speech mic, high vocal, low vocal, headset mic, lavalier mic, acoustic guitar, electric bass, keyboard, drum, saxophone, cello, violin, dance, and that's it. It has a whole lot of presets, man. I have to be pleasantly surprised about it. I have to be honest. It has a whole lot of presets, and it makes me feel like QSC really had a lot of musicians in mind when they were developing this app. And of course, if you go to the EQ, you can adjust the EQ, lows, highs, mids, do whatever you want to do. And if you don't like it, just reset the EQ and you're back to where you were before. So basically that's just how the app is. Very straightforward. Has a number of options that you can use, and then it is what it is. That's the app. That's the CB10 QSC Loudspeaker app. We've done a series of tests on the CB10, and I have been pleasantly surprised about a huge bunch of them. But the first thing I'm going to address is the sound test, because I will be using the CB10, like I said previously, not just for wedding ceremony functions, but I'll be using them for things like house parties, backyard parties, parties maybe in the park, stuff like that, because I wanted a system that was loud enough that could still get the job done. And it pleasantly surprised me because it's loud, and then it doesn't lose its fidelity even at loud volumes. You can still feel the bass, you can still hear the highs really well, the mids are still doing a good job even at those loud volumes. So I was pleasantly surprised. However, of course, you notice from the SPL test that we did do that the CB10 did not reach 127 dB as advertised by QSC. Now, there are many reasons why that could have been the case. Sometimes it can be the song that you're using. Sometimes some of those songs are really bass heavy. And then, of course, with bass heavy songs, it may be a bit difficult for the speaker to be able to reach its max potential. There are just so many variables. However, the speaker was still able to reach 122 dB at 1 meter. And that, for me, still says a lot because it gets way more than 70% pass mark for that. So I'm very happy with that. And I know that it'll be able to be used well for what I need it for. So the CB10 did a good job on that. And I've already done a series of tests, especially as it relates to its battery life. It lasted a whole long time. I wasn't sure whether it was up to 12 hours, but I had it on full blast at near limiting, and the speaker was giving me loads and loads of battery life. I think I used it for almost about 8 to 9 hours, and then I think I was stuck at maybe like one more LED bar left in the battery indicator. So that did a very, very good job, and I like that a lot. The speaker, again, like I said, it's not heavy. It's very, very useful to me, and I like it a whole lot on that. Another thing that I wanted to show you guys, I think I did show you guys in the beginning, but very nice, very easy to handle. It does its job really well. Now, there's a big thing that I did really, really dislike about the QSC CB10, and it's not the speaker itself. However, it's the QSC loudspeaker app. For the life of me, that loudspeaker app is so difficult to use. I don't know if it has so many bugs. There's so many times the CB10 will not connect properly to it, or even when it connects, sometimes it will lose connection. It was that QSC loudspeaker app. I think that's the weak point of the CB10 and probably any other QSC product that would use the QSC loudspeaker app. QSC has a whole lot of work to do on that loudspeaker app. And in my opinion, I think they really need to get on that app real quickly, because that is the weak point of the CB10 and probably the QSC KC12 as well, because the QSC KC12 also will utilize that app. So that's the biggest gripe I have about the entire thing. I know I did do a review of the app, but it took me so much stress to be able to get the app to link to the CB10. I went through so many things. It was just a long process, and I don't think anybody should really have to go through that process just to be able to use an app to control their speaker. I did the firmware update on the speaker itself, which is very advisable when you first of all get the speaker, do the firmware update so that the app and the speaker can work seamlessly and sync properly. So that's just the only thing that I did not like about the CB10, and it's not the speaker itself, but the app. Now, QSC, in my opinion, has been on a roll with their speakers, especially from the QSC KC12. The KC12, fantastic speaker. I know, of course, this is not a review about the KC12, but QSC did such a good job on the QSC KC12. And I think they transferred some of that, their technical know-how, some of that, their zeal, their diligence into the production of the CB10. And I can tell you for free, this CB10, it's really loud. It does a very good job in reproducing the lows, the mids, and the highs. It's an overall fantastic speaker. And I'm definitely going to be using the speaker for house parties, for backyard parties, for barbecue parties, things like that. I don't want to have to come with a 15-inch speaker or come with a bigger setup. This right here fits the bill. It's loud enough that you wouldn't feel like you're lacking in sound. And it's easy, it's very portable, it's very compact, that you can do many things with the app. So if QSC continues their development of new loudspeakers with the diligence and the technical know-how that they've put in the KC12 and the CB10, I think QSC is going to be on a big roll. And it's going to be something that other manufacturers need to look out for, because what they have here right now is a smash success. I know, of course, so many people say, oh, yeah, it doesn't have an output to power other devices like the KC12 has. But, it is what it is. It is going to affect a good number of DJs, because there's some DJs that just like the simplicity of having an output to power other devices that this one doesn't have. But for me, it's not really much of an issue, because even if I'm going to use it for my wedding ceremony functions, I'm going to be going with a portable battery generator to run other things, because I'll be running a mixer and all those other kind of stuff that the portable battery generator will actually help me power. So if that's the case, then a power output on this one well, will not be much of a problem for me. But for other DJs who like that simplicity of power output for their speakers, this will be a big no. Other than that, I think this is a fantastic speaker. QSC did a fantastic job, and I really like it. So that's my opinion. That's my view on the QSC CB10. If you guys like this kind of reviews, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell button about other reviews that I bring out like this. I periodically bring out video reviews. I do DJ gig logs, other type of things. So if you do that kind of thing that interests you, don't forget, subscribe, leave a thumbs up, and hit the notification bell button. It's DJ Flowtunes bringing life to the party. You know how we do. Let's go.